Our service is now beginning. I'm Joanna Foley, and I'm glad to welcome you here today. Everyone, please have your electronic devices muted and take a few slow, deep breaths. Settle comfortably into your seat and prepare for our sacred hour together. So, I hope I'm following in the right order of service. It says here, please join the choir in singing Ancestors' Sky People. The words are in the insert in the order of service. I don't think so. Okay. Okay, so what the choir just sang was beautiful. So welcome everyone to the Berkeley Fellowship of Unitarian Universalists. We are a part of a free religious tradition that honors the loving heart, the open mind, and the growing together within the beloved community. Our fellowship stands on land that is today called Berkeley, California, located in the unceded territory of the Ohlone people. We honor them today and always for their wisdom and their resilience. One quick note, please do not record any part of the service. BFUU records it, and the sermons are posted on the website. Rev.Jojo will now give us the opening words.
Ever in our midst, ancestors who spoke with bravest fire, lend us your senses that we may know another world. Sorry. It is on her way, breathe into life with our participation in her creation. Forebears who led the way where there was, at first, no way. Lend us your persistence, your temerity, your assurance that the moral arc of the universe does, indeed, bend towards justice. Ones who went before us, sacrificing for a future not your own, help us to give of ourselves, that the common stones in our hands today might be cathedrals of compassion today, halls of restorative justice tomorrow, sheltering walls of beloved community the day after. It is Sunday morning, the day we gather. Let us be thankful and full of praise to be in the company of those who came before, yet are ever in our midst. This is actually taken from the worship web, the UUA worship web, and it was written by Karen G. Johnston.
Now is the time that we light our chalice. Please light for those who are with us by Zoom, please light your own chalice or chalices or candles at home now, while we light this communal chalice for all of us, a symbol of our tradition and the spirit that lives within every one of us. Please read with me our unison chalice lighting, which can be found on your screen. Let love be the spirit of this congregation and service its goal. This is our living covenant to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in life, and to help one another. Now we light our red candle. We light our red candle to mourn Black lives taken by police and state violence, to proclaim that Black lives matter, and to express our commitment to Black liberation, reparations, and the end of slave capitalism. Today, our chalice is lit in honor of our 7th and 8th UU principles: respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. Journeying, that's the 7th. The 8th is journeying towards spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community by our actions that accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and our institutions. Now, our guest musicians, Bob Reid and Judi Jaeger, will perform Working on a World by Iris DeMent.
So down in trouble, I nearly lost my head. I wake up in the morning, filled with sadness, fear, and dread. The world I took for granted came crashing to the ground, and I realized that I might not live long enough to ever see it turn around. Then I got to thinking, the ones who came before, all the sacrifices that they made to open up so many doors. Doors I got to walk through on streets paid for me by people who were working on a world they never got to see. And now I'm working on a world I may never see. Joining forces with the warriors of love who came before and will follow you and me. I get up in the morning knowing I am privileged just to be working on a world I may never see. Don't have all the answers to the troubles of the day, but neither did all our ancestors. They persevered anyway. When I see a little baby reaching out his arms to me, then I remember why I'm working on a world I may never see. And now I'm working on a world I may never see. And joining forces with the warriors of love who came before and will follow you and me. I get up in the morning knowing I am privileged just to be working on a world I may never see. I'm working on a world I may never see.
Thank you, Bob and Judi. That was so beautiful. So now is the time for our blessing of the children. We bless our children and children all over the world by singing This Little Light of Mine. Christine will lead us.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Where I go, I'm gonna let it shine everywhere I go. I'm gonna let it shine everywhere I go. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Thank you, Christine and congregation. In a moment, I will sound a chime to lead us into our time of silent meditation. Please get comfortable and follow your breath to your inner stillness. I will ring the chime a second time at the end of 2 minutes. And now we have a reading which Tom Luce will lead us.
Field and forest merge, path and flow intertwine. Church bells harmonize with rustling trees. Red-orange leaves dance among green ferns. White stone glows in black earth. Distressed soul rests on fallen trees. I found my stillness. I coincided with being. I recognized again the love that is in everything. Stone and poem found by Bart Durand in a forest in Maybach, Germany, during the Interplay Autumn Retreat, November 2024.
The ritual of joys and sorrows is a time for each of us to share what is in our hearts and minds this week and to ask for community prayers and support. Each week, we leave a book out in which you can write your joys and sorrows, and I will read from that book now. Grateful to be joining together in community today with all of you. That's from me. Please send healing vibes to my friend Andrea. Send prayers and healing to all those affected by storms. Now is the time we say aloud the names of anyone we want to send support and loving energy to. Now we move on to the silent part of our morning ritual. It's the healing ritual with water and stones. For anything that is in our hearts that we wish to bring into community, but is perhaps too sensitive to speak aloud, we have a symbolic action that you can take. You can walk down the center aisle, choose a stone or stones, and immerse in the water, which represents us as a community. So I have here a late-breaking share from someone in our Zoom room. Happy birthday, Lucy. Discovered 50 years ago and determined then to be 3,500,000 years old. So today we say happy 3,500,000th happy birthday, Lucy. Watch out for falling diamonds. That's from Mike Gardner. The metta meditation comes to us from the Buddhist tradition of cultivating compassion and loving kindness. Christine will lead us in singing.
May I be well. May
I be well.
May I know joy. May I be free. May you be safe. May you be well. May you know joy. May you be free. May they be safe. May they be well. May they know joy. May they be free. May all be safe. May all be well. May all know joy. May all be free.
For our next number, Bob and Judi will now perform Connection by Bob Reid.
You can help us sing this song. First I'll sing connection. you sing.
Connection,
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 connection. You
connection.
got it. Then you sing this. Ooh, connection. Right.
Ooh, connection,
Yeah, keep going.
connection.
There are those whose way of life you may not select.
Ooh, connection,
There are those whose motivation you may suspect.
ooh, connection.
There are times when our lives will all intersect. The seas divide the land and they also connect.
Connection,
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 connection. Good. Some sing soft, while others like to loudly project. And some aren't sure when they sing just what to expect. You've all your life for your song to perfect. It's harmony when our voices connect. Connection, 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 connection. Like the ocean and sand, like the wind and the wing.
Like the notes we sing,
Life connects death and birth,
like string and tail connect to the, oops,
like the roots connect
the tree to the earth.
dawn and dusk connect day and night. Like
String and tail connect to the kite. That's it.
one hand in another,
Sister and brother.
and each of us can have an effect. I think we're here just to connect.
Connection,
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 connection.
connection.
Let's sing it.
Connection, connection,
Air we breathe, water showing signs of neglect. And out of sight, the garbage and the poisons collect. We can't just wait and leave it to the ones we elect to do what must be done. We need to connect. Connection,
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 connection.
connection.
Dot to dot to dot to dot.
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 Connection,
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 connection.
connection. Connection. Connection.
Thank you, Bob and Judy, for that wonderful song. So next we have a reading, which Margie, one of our relatively new members of our family, will come up and share with us.
Decolonized, reparation, and liberate.
I think you need
Okay.
to-
Is this what it is? Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Excerpt from This Joy I Have by Austin Channing Brown in You are the best thing, edited by Tarana Burke and Breen Brown. Our joy is in having loved and being loved well. Our joy is in the ties that bind us to one another. Our joy is in the legacy of all that our ancestors have done for us. Our joy is in being able to participate in that legacy now. Our joy is in the taste of freedom, regardless of whether we got only a morsel or a whole pie. Our joy is in a shared language, a shared dance, and a shared game, and a shared song. Our joy is in having left a mark in the world and being able to say, I was here. Thank you.
Thank you, Margie. So our speaker today is Rev.Jojo Gabuya, a certified interplay leader, echo preacher, trauma-informed and harm reduction trained interfaith pastoral leader, and a perennial student. They started their PhD in practical theology this fall semester to help everyone in realizing their dream of creating a world that works for all. Reverend Jojo.
Good morning, BFEU friends who are here in the fellowship hall and those who are also on Zoom. Okay. I'm so grateful that, you're all here today and celebrating this day with me. So before I touch on my message for you today, let me just remind you that last November 20th was a Transgender Day of Remembrance. So today I invite you to remember the at least 30 transgender individuals whom we lost to transphobic violence this year. We mourn their deaths, we honor their lives, and we continue to fight. So I'll be lighting the candles in remembrance to all of them. This is like, I couldn't find a pink candles. So let us now take a moment to breathe with one another in this fellowship hall. So I'm inviting you now to please bring your awareness to your inhale as a state of receiving and your exhale as a state of giving. Slow down your breath for a count of 6. Inhale 6 to receive, and exhale 6 to give good energy out. Repeat this process 6 times. Now align with the energy of the rising sun. Visualize the energy in your heart, of your heart. What does it need for it to be full and free? What seeds are you ready to plant at this time? Now place both hands on your heart and give thanks for another day of life on this planet. You may journal any positive images, if you have one right now, symbols, gratitudes, or messages that came to you, and weave all of them into your day. I hope you were refreshed, renewed, and reinvigorated with that brief breathing exercise by Mara Branscombe. May you infuse your day with gratitude, clarity, compassion, and joy. Let me just say this before I forget. So we just extinguished the chalice, and we are lighting the red candle. So in the lighting of the red candle, we proclaim that Blacks' lives matter and express our commitment to Black liberation, reparations, and the end of slave capitalism. And the meta chat speaks well of how we are trying to be safe, to be well, to know joy, and to be free. And we are expecting and hoping that everyone, you, they, and all of us will be safe, be well, be joy, experience joy, and be free. So I actually don't have to say more about decolonizing reparations, because this is already I think this is already built in to the BFUU as a practice, right? But I just have to complete my work for today. So our reading today describes the Black community's experience of joy, of laughter and love, of good food and good conversation, of family legacy and hope for the future, of creative endeavor and the pursuit of justice. That reading came from Austin Channing Brown's article entitled "This Joy I Have." It is part of an anthology which is entitled "You Are Your Best Thing." Brown is actually a descendant of enslaved ancestors. And at this point in time, she has, in a way, experienced joy, but not fully, and even freedom, not totally. And it is important for Brown and others whose ancestors, who descended from ancestors who are enslaved, to experience, to repair the damages that enslavement had caused to their communities. But the extent of these damages cannot be repaired by this country's general notions of reparations, which is better known as 40 acres and a mule. And it has not, unfortunately, it has not moved forward for more than a century. The African American communities are still experiencing racial discrimination, segregation, violence, and other social injustices up to this time. Last September 2024, I was shocked to learn how my liberation psychology professor at Claremont School of Theology, he is actually also an African American citizen, but he has a doctorate in psychology. Unfortunately, he was refused entry at a grocery store in his own neighborhood in Oregon. That day, he was wearing an ordinary shirt and jeans when he decided to visit that store. But the store owner, a white guy, shooed him away, and his wife even called 911. When the 911 crew came, my professor had to tell them about his work, his professional work, to be able to leave that premises. This incident happened, I repeat, this year, 2024. It reminded me of what my former professor at the Pacific School of Religion and current spiritual director, who also ordained me, he also experienced discrimination and racism in some shops in the Bay Area, even today. He told me that he had to wear a suit every time he went out of his house, even in the summer. It's so warm. This is really ridiculous, right? Ignacio Martin Barrow, a psychologist who was one of the Jesuit priests who were murdered by the Salvadoran soldiers, had created what he called a psychology in the service of the Salvadorian people's struggle for freedom and justice, because he wanted to understand the subjective experience of the oppressed and traumatized people of El Salvador. Martin Barrow's liberation psychology was built from the bottom up, one in which gives a central place to the needs, aims, and experiences of the oppressed. Regarding this, the psychiatrist, humanist, and revolutionary Algerian Frantz Fanon defines psychological liberation as freeing oneself from the mental and emotional chains imposed by oppressive systems. This psychological liberation is crucial for the overall process of decolonization and social reorganization. It empowers individuals to resist and dismantle oppressive structures, leading to genuine freedom and self-determination. Martin Barrow realizes the inability of the medical model of post-traumatic stress disorder to fully understand the traumas of war and violence. His argument about the need to begin with a recognition of his trauma as a pervasive and collective experience rooted in the distortions of social relations and the disruptions of community life that are the products of an oppressive, terror-ridden society would guide and illuminate the hearts and minds of activists, planners, researchers, and others who are currently involved in Black reparation studies. Marcus Anthony Hunter, who created the hashtag @BlackLivesMatter, has also designed an out-of-the-box framework for healing the African American communities in a holistic and comprehensive way. And I would like to recommend his book for you if you are in a book club. In his book, Radical Reparations, Healing the Soul of a Nation, he wrote that any idea of repair and restoration from slavery must recognize all the freedoms lost, especially the small ones, because as the wisdom of the elders holds, little things add up to big things, right? He used an analysis of historical documents, comparative international cases, and speculative parables to define 7 types of reparations that he imagined through a profound new lens. These 7 forms of reparations fall under the acronym PILES. P stands for political reparations, I for intellectual reparations, L for legal reparations, E for economic reparations, and S for social reparations, spatial reparations, and spiritual reparations. Hunter cited that PILES will lead us to unlock a new foundation and pathway to truth, love, justice, racial healing, and freedom in America and everywhere. PILES seems to be the very framework of decolonized reparations that will address the needs, aims, and experiences of the African American communities and empower them to end racial discrimination, segregation, violence, and other forms of oppression that have prevented them from experiencing and tasting genuine freedom and self-determination. It actually complements the mission of the grassroots reparations campaign. Have you heard of this? Which actually in their mission statement, they said that they are uplifting faith-based and ethically centered frameworks that demand accountability for the history and current world conditions, the slavery, colonialism, genocide, and other material and moral abuses created. PILS ES as a framework for decolonized reparations, particularly its focus on spiritual reparations, could very well enhance the culture of reparations that the grassroots reparations campaign wants to create, that is, one that emerges from spiritual practice, transformative education, and action. This challenging work of decolonized reparations, however, needs the active participation, commitment, dedication, and support of all people of faith who want to create a world that works for all. And I hope that the BFUU will continue doing its social justice work and will also actively respond to the local and international calls for comprehensive repair, racial healing, equity, and truth. Ashe, so be it. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Jojo, for your inspiring words today. We gratefully acknowledge all who work together on this service. Next week, we will have Reverend Ben Myers coming, and he will be talking about, and I'm sort of free-forming this, are we in the waiting room? What are we waiting for? So the people who were with us on Zoom today are Ben Birch, Mike Gardner, and Virginia Hollins Davidson. Please check your order of service or email newsletter for announcements. If you're not yet on our mailing list, go to bfuu.org to sign up or contact me after the service. So this is the opportunity for visitors to introduce themselves. Not mandatory, but we always love it if anyone wants to stand up and tell us who they are. Okay. Thank you, and welcome to all of us who are with us today in silence or with words, in person or in spirit. We will have more time to connect with each other after the service and in the days to come. Now is the time when we share our responsibility for the home which we are creating together. Our shared plate partner for November is World Central Kitchen. World Central Kitchen is first on the front lines, providing meals in response to humanitarian, climate, and community crises. You may donate directly to World Central Kitchen by visiting their website. Please give generously to support BFUU and our shared plate partner, World Central Kitchen. While we pass around the plate, our wonderful guest musicians, Bob and Judi, will perform Don't Give In to the Darkness by Bob and Judi.
Across our world there is a shadow. Shadows do what shadows can.
separate us. We must have a different plan. We are all alone together, doing all that we can do, waiting for things to get better. You for me and me for you. Don't give in to the darkness. It feeds on your fear. Don't give in to the darkness. Let our desperate hearts sing clear. Reaching out across the alleys, across the rooftops, through the town. Feel the music that connects us. Hold each other in the sound. Don't give in to the darkness. It feeds on your fear. Don't give in to the darkness. Let our desperate hearts sing clear. We've all had that moment when it seemed too hard to try. Is there life that's worth living without reaching for the light? Don't give in to the darkness. It feeds on your fear. Don't give in to the darkness. Let our desperate hearts sing clear. Don't give in to the darkness. It feeds on your fear. Don't give in to the darkness. Let our desperate hearts sing clear.
Let us dedicate our offerings to the work of this fellowship, which is creating a beloved community within and beyond these walls. We dedicate ourselves and these our offerings. I want to welcome a friend that I met, a couple of months ago at an art opening at the Berkeley Arts Center. Anastasia, do you want to say anything or just wave?
I don't know quite what I would say, except I'm so way late. I came all the way from Napa. And I'm trying to reconnect with this lovely angel. We had a conversation. Oh, I can project, sweetie. I sing opera. So. I'm okay. I'm okay. So we've been trying to connect, and it was quite a crowd that night, but something about her energy. So I'm getting Kenyan, and I kept seeing this light around her.
Wow.
This light. And I'm an artist. And she kept saying the key word, we have a gallery. Ding. We have a gallery. So I'm finally here, and I feel truly blessed. And thank you so for having this lovely service.
Welcome. I knew we would connect again in person, and we will again. I look forward to seeing your art on our walls or the art of people that you recommend. So, for our last song, we will close the service with Bob and Judy's beautiful version of Imagine by John Lennon.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living fools today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Oh, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one, and the world will live as one, and the world will live as one.
Now is the time to extinguish our chalice. Please read with us the words in your order of service. We extinguish the flame of this chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, or the energy of service. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. Now for our final circle, we form a circle around the hall and sing Circle Round for Freedom. And after that, I will do a benediction. And after that, you're welcome to stay and enjoy the Thanksgiving feast. So today we have acknowledged the Ohlone people, the local indigenous folks who are the original owners of this land, working to preserve their culture in all the ways that they can. We are also reminded of the larger history of Native people across this country as we celebrate Thanksgiving. Some of the history about this holiday that we learned in school is not true. It's not accurate. The Pilgrims and the Wampanoag, their local indigenous neighbors, did not share a feast and stroll off into the sunset together. This was a myth that took root in the 1860s when President Abraham Lincoln was looking for a story that would promote regional reconciliation after the Civil War. So we have inherited a holiday with a shaky historical foundation. Still, it does allow us to express gratitude for all the blessings in our lives. So as we load up our plates, be thinking about what you want to share aloud that you are grateful for today. Blessed be.